Name a moment where he threw a teammate under the bus. 20 years.
Hasn't happened.
Oh. Name a minute where he threw the mouth guard?
Yeah.
Like, is that it? That's his low moment?
And I'm telling you honestly, I don't know one person who's ever had one negative experience with Steph Curry. And to me, that makes him one of one. The Steph Curry appreciation chatter with regard to the idea of what he has meant to you as a fan, what he has meant to the fan base, the Bay Area as a whole. Dibs with an effective answer, I would say. But the six of us are not sitting here, and you guys are all not sitting here, and this station probably doesn't exist without Steph Curry. But what would you guys say about Mr. Wardell?
He is the most beloved athlete in the history of Bay Area sports. He is more beloved than Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jerry Rice. Rice is a close one, not here, and I love Jerry. He joins our station a lot. But Steph united the Bay in a way that no one else really did. It's the only basketball team here. East Bay, South Bay, North Bay, all comes together because of Stephen Curry. What he has meant for the Bay Area at large cannot, you can't put it to words, Mark. Like, we try to every day. The head coach, like, we all try to talk about Steph in a way, and it sounds redundant, but he really is Captain America. Like, I can't find anything wrong with this guy, and I don't want to find anything wrong about this guy. Oh, he turns the ball over too much, but then what does he do? It's the most ridiculous three-pointer you've ever seen in your face, and if you're even the opposing fan base has to be like, okay, it's special to watch. And I always look at it in a way that, like, supersedes the norm. So for me growing up, and for a lot of people my age, I'm 32, whenever you would crumple up a piece of paper and throw it in the trash can, what do you say? Kobe. Now the kids are saying what? From all the way over there on the other side of the parking lot. Curry! That says it all right there.
And they're doing it in more places than the Bay. That's what I notice, is that what makes him so iconic is the way that this has bled into essentially everywhere.
Yeah.
What would you say? What do you want to say here?
I mean, Steph Curry's the greatest Bay Area athlete to his point, and it's not even close. He surpassed Joe a long time ago for me. I grew up watching KICU Warrior games on channel 636. When this is like way back when Greg Papa, they're knifing through the backcourt right now. And my dad had us in the backyard doing Rick Barry shots. Rick Barry was my dad's favorite player of all time. I grew up on Chris Mullin. He was my hero. That's who it was in the backyard. That picture-perfect left-hand jumper. And Steph Curry has surpassed both those guys. He is to the three ball what Rickey Henderson is to stolen bases, what Barry Bonds is to the home run. He's the longevity of Jerry Rice. He's the heart and soul of the franchise and the community in the way Dwight Clark or Steve Young was. He embodies all my favorite athletes of all time. And I think the biggest thing for me, he's embraced the culture of the Bay Area. Like the Thiz face after hitting a three. I'm from the Mac Dre era. So him embracing that meant something to my age group. And then now as I'm older and I see my son over there, I've been coaching for 20, 25 years. I think we talk a big game about like role models and kids and all this stuff. Steph Curry truly is the greatest role model for your children to look up to. The more and more I say, it's how to treat people, how to treat your teammates, how to treat the game, how to give back to your community. There's the on-the-court guy. There's the off-the-court guy. He is the greatest icon I've ever seen, without a doubt. And he's a rock star. And the part that I think is like you said, what's the thing for us? Obviously, what he's done for us, winning the championship, when I was new to the morning slot, it was everything. I think the greatest playoff performance in Bay Area history is not Madison Bumgarner, as great as that was. I think it's Game 4 in Boston. Steph Curry doing it against that team that way when everyone said he couldn't win without KD, he couldn't win this, he couldn't win that. I think it's the greatest road performance of all time. I think it's the greatest Bay Area playoff and championship performance
ever. It was on the heels of the FU Draymond game, and Draymond actually, he shut down. They got to him. They went up 2-1, and it looked like, oh, my God, Boston, they've gotten to the heart and soul 100%. Of this team. And then Steph, no, we're not going out like that. So to me, you're right, but it's against the backdrop of Game 3 100%. That made it even more special.
It felt like a night where you were sort of resigned to the idea that you were ready for the Warriors are going to lose this series.
I've been blessed to go to World Series.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to go to NFC Championship games, a Super Bowl. I watched an entire fan base. I sat and paid to sit up in the Boston Garden by myself.
You were there.
And they said, he's better than Bird. This is what they were saying. They were jaw dropped. Draymond, they didn't think he was good. Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, they're good players. Steph Curry, everyone in Boston. And this is an OG, the original basketball. Like, this is the dynasty that started basketball. They were bowing down to Steph Curry. I said, this is the greatest player I've ever seen. It was the most incredible thing ever. And then he kept going like this at every timeout when Draymond is pulling a milk carton MIA. Look, Steph Curry is the GOAT on and off the floor. And to you brought up the grace like that he carries himself with. He's so dignified. Presidents bow down to him.
Yep.
In certain sense. Bryson DeChambeau and him broke the internet doing golf together.
Unbelievable.
He's a world icon.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it.
He's the best.
I've never, ever, ever seen anything like it where somebody who lives in a fishbowl like that can somehow seemingly never make a mistake.
He's the guy.
Nobody has ever had a bad 2 minutes with him.
Mark, name a moment where he threw a teammate under the bus. 20 years.
Hasn't happened.
Oh. Name a minute where he threw the mouth guard?
Yeah.
Like, is that it? That's his low moment?
I mean,
there was that time he called Steiny. It pissed some people off at the station. But that's
I called Steiny a buster one time. We made up.
The fact that he has done it in the social media dominated era does matter a lot.
That's right. That's a great point.
What they were doing in the 90s and the 80s, I mean, you guys can speak to that. I was a zygote, as Dibs likes to say.
Oh, yeah.
But I watched the Cowboys, Doc. Oh, my God. What he's been able to do with all the eyeballs constantly on him, and internationally, it's true. Like, if you could translate the way Michael Jordan did internationally, when guys like the Greek Freak, guys like LeBron, he's selling more jerseys than both those guys. It's insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Babyface assassin, baby.
All right. So with that level of appreciation, I think you start to think about how much time is left. And like Guru, Steiny, how many more years do you think we got to watch this guy?
I'm going 4 more years. I think 4 more years is what we have, and that's just my gut feeling, and I don't even want to think about it, Mark, because it's going to just be hell to, like Michael Jordan, the Bulls. How's that worked out trying to replace him? But I'm going to just go 4 years at high optimum or close to what Steph's been. That put him at 41?
Yeah, I mean, I asked that not just as a predictive piece of how much longer he will do this, but how much longer will he be able to do it at a level where this is an NBA one who can actually effectively.
You think that's too, Steiny, I'll ask you, think 4 is too much?
I think that's too many years. You just said it at the end. That makes him 41. Al Horford is 39.
But this ain't that. This is different.
Of course he's not.
It's different.
LeBron James is younger than 41.
Still a top 10 player in the league.
That's a fact.
But just be real.
But also not playing.
Yes.
Not playing right now.
Yeah.
The problem is that they still need him to play the role of somebody 8 years ago.
Damn.
Like they need to start to get him to go from superstar to star to great sixth man or role player or catalyst. Otherwise, I don't know how it ends.
Matt Steinmetz, you once stated that you owe your entire career to Steph Curry.
Best thing that ever happened.
Wow. He called you on your birthday. He gives you gear. How would you answer this? What has he meant? What has he meant to the Bay Area sports lexicon?
Well, I'll just tell you this: when they put the 3-point line in the NBA in 1980, 45 years ago. And then they brought it into college 35 years ago. And they put it that far out into the court. Nobody could ever imagine at that point that there would be a player who could shoot the ball that well from that far out and it would be one extra point. It was incomprehensible that there would be a player who, in a game, could make 6 out of 9 of those shots from that far away to be that impactful. And that's why he revolutionized the game to me. And just what a class act, obviously.
Just like you, Steiny.
Not
Ultimate
quite.
class.
Yeah, no, he's on another level.
He's actually good at golf.
Oh, cold-blooded.
Is there anything he's not good at?
What you said that it's been the best thing in your career though? Like what has what has he meant directly to you?
I got to watch a guy. I've gotten to watch a guy for 15, 17 years that made me say, "Geez, like certain guys come along and they play it differently," and he plays it differently, like Jordan did, like Bird did, like Magic did, like LeBron did, all in their own way. And so he's made basketball enjoyable for me for the last 15 years. Just wondering what you're going to see night to night.
Steiny, take us back.
Here's what he does, Mark. He leaves you shaking your head 6 times a game. Even 16 years in, I'm like, this guy, I can't believe.
Not just you, the head coach, too.
Hey, Steiny, take me back to the day you first met him. What were you doing? You've been on air for how many years on radio? But at the time, you were a beat reporter?
Yeah, when he started. Yeah.
So how many years in are you on the beat when you first meet him?
12 years.
12 years of
12,
covering
14,
the Warriors.
Yeah.
And what were the Warriors before Steph Curry?
They were
a great timeout.
Yeah, they were nothing. They were nothing. And the thing is, when he walked through the door, nobody was like, here he comes.
At all.
It's all going to be different.
What happened day one? This is great. Tell the story.
Steven Jackson demanded a trade, and Monte Ellis said, I can't play with him. We're too small.
Day one.
Freezing
Day
one
one.
take.
How does that? By the way, who did they say that to?
The media.
I mean,
The media.
they just publicly and immediately stated this like to a microphone.
Well, they would come down to a round table, and there'd be media around. And, Monte Ellis sat down and, hey, what do you think of Steph Curry? It's a good pick. I don't get to see the chances. You think you guys can be successful? I don't think so. How come? We're too small.
What on earth?
Well,
Who the hell does that?
At the time,
nobody knew that he was. And then
No,
he
he
had
shouldn't have said it. But at the time,
I'll say
probably
this
true.
on behalf of everybody sitting at this table and everyone here at Jack's Restaurant. Without Steph Curry, we're not here.
No.
And we're not here in we're not allowed to come here and eat. This station is not a station. Spadoni's not Spadoni. Butcher doesn't launch the morning show in a new stratosphere.
It's true.
Willard's still doing Giants from his house. This does not exist
I'm into you.
without Steph Curry. The Warriors were on another station.
That's a good point.
That station schmitted the bed.
That's a good point.
We were able to scoop and score, and they became a dynasty.
That's incredible, man.
Because of him.
Wow.
I was able to have a second family.
He built the Chase Center,
I
too.
got a 4-bedroom house.
And
in my
Willard, he built the
neighborhood.
Chase Center, too.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
if you want
That
to
doesn't
privately
exist
funded,
either.
if you want to put
Yep.
the rat on the table, brought to you by Atco Pest
Look
Control.
at Billy.
95.7 The Game is the Wolf again.
Wow.
It's country
The Wolf.
music again.
Well-
It's Morgan Wallen, not Joe Spadoni.
Well, let me add this in
End
too.
of story.
I think that's a
Kaboom.
great answer, and obviously all of us are personally tied to that answer. I also think Steph Curry, and earlier we're getting into the whole Bill Walsh versus Steve Kerr thing. I think there's a completely different conversation if you were to say, for instance, Steph Curry and Joe Montana. I think Steph Curry has redefined and reset the bar for what it means to be a sports icon. And I mean that even nationally, because A, he's never won another jersey. Yes, there are others who've done that. But B, seemingly, I've never encountered another athlete that seems to never even trip on a curb off of the court or the field. There has never been one day or one person who I've met who's had the slightest bad experience with Stephen Curry. And we're up here with an opportunity to maybe have some experiences and know some things that other people don't. And I'm telling you honestly, I don't know one person who's ever had one negative experience with Steph Curry. And to me, that makes him one of one.